Welcome class back to Chapter 9, Collecting Data with Forms. This video is going to cover our second lesson, which is Edit and Format a Form. So just as you can use cascading style sheets or tables to help you place page elements on a web page, you can also use them to help lay out your forms. So to make sure that your labels and form objects appear in the exact positions you want on a web page, you can place them on the page using layout options such as div tags, tables, and even lists. When you use a table to lay out a form, you place the labels in the first column and the form objects in the second column, and that is one option. Now this one is laid out in a table layout, and we can see that the label is right above the box. So my thought would be that this is a label, and then we'd have a break tag, and then here is the input box, all in one table cell. And that's not how exactly we're going to lay ours out, but that is one example as well. When you create a form, include form field labels and make sure that the users know from that label exactly what you're supposed to enter in that field, because labels play such an important part in identifying the information that the form needs to collect. So make sure that they make sense. If creating a simple and obvious label is not possible, then include a short paragraph that describes the information users should enter in the field. So here we have another example with clear field labels. So this one says, your name, please provide the name as it appears on your most recent Social Security card. So they're being absolutely exact as to what needs to be entered. You can add labels to a form using one of two methods. Simply type a label in the appropriate table cell or div, or you can use the label button in the forms category on the insert panel. We are going to really focus on using the label because the label is what makes your form accessible to those that are going to be using a screen reader. With CSS3, many of the tags previously used to position table content are deprecated, and that simply means that they're no longer recommended for use. So if you use a table to position data in a form, you will need to create or modify CSS rules to format the labels in data fields, such as maybe their horizontal and or their vertical alignment. So let's go ahead and practice and get some form objects on our form, our feedback form, and we're going to look at page 12. So we're going to first add a table to the form, and that's going to allow us to control the layout of our form. So we'll go to our HTML category, and we'll go ahead and insert a table that has 10 rows and has 2 columns, and we're going to use the top header option as well. So inside, your cursor blinking inside of your form, you're going to come to HTML, and you're going to go ahead and click on Table. You're going to change this to 10 and 2. Make sure that you don't have anything in the width, the thickness, the cell padding, the cell spacing, and then go ahead and click on Top. Okay. You could put in the summary here, this table is used to lay out the form, or better yet, this form will collect feedback information. Okay, so go ahead and click on OK there. Okay, and now we have a table. Okay, and it looks like it's set at 80% because I believe that's what we set up when we were working with tables in an earlier chapter. So we're going to go ahead and use the first column to have our labels, and we're going to use the second column to put our fields in. Okay, so let's go back and look to see what is our next step. So we're going to add some labels in first, and then we're going to add form objects. Okay, so let's go ahead and get, I'm interested in information about, I would like to receive newsletters, and I learned about you from, as well as the table header here as well, entered in. Okay, so the top one, we're going to go ahead and merge these two cells through the Properties Inspector. And remember, table header cells are automatically bolded and centered. So to request further, okay, and then they want us to come down to the 5th row. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to type in, I am interested in information about. Okay. So again, you notice that tables adjust when you enter in, information in other columns. So don't be too concerned that your second column there is really small. Okay, so let's come over to page 14. So we are going to add in a label. So we are going to add that label in, and it's going to be comments. And we're really going to play with this label and where we're actually going to position it. So you'll see some changes coming up with regards to that. So we need to be in the line that follows. And we are going to come to our form category again. It's at the very bottom, and we're going to click on label. Okay, and then we're going to type in comments. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and go to code view to show you that we have, and it actually didn't update that yet. So, oh, it didn't even grab that. It's odd. Okay, so I'm going to go to code view and make sure that I'm inside the label tag, and I'm going to put comments. Okay, and then back to design view. Okay, so that's what you want for that instruction. Okay, and we're going to create a new CSS rule to position our labels. And so we're going to establish one for the TD tag with a vertical alignment of top. So through our CSS Designers panel, we'll go to SU Styles. Now, if you're not be able to click over here, just a reminder that you need to jump from Current to All, and then click on Global, add a new one, and it's TD. And then we're going to go ahead and go to Text category and come down here to, I think maybe I went too far. Okay, I'm going to click on text category again. I don't think I was showing my correct. So here's vertical alignment, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to top. And you'll be able to see this once we open it up in the browser, that the labels are going to be shifted to the top of the table cells. So that is what we're covered in lesson 2, and we will continue to build in lesson 3.